Okay.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. We are so glad. I can't believe we have 50 people on this client celebration call. So glad to all be here. Welcome. The purpose of this call is really to just take a minute and celebrate you, all of our incredible clients, and the different wins that you have going on in your health journey right now. And we also wanted to give you a few tips on how to maximize your results with our program. We wanted to take a minute and also we have a couple of stories that are going to rock your socks off because we were just blown away by all of our clients and their stories. And we also just wanted to really just build this community, take some time, be together face to face. Thank you for making it a priority to be here the day after the Super Bowl on a Monday night to celebrate. The chat feature is for you. So whether you are joining us through Zoom or through Facebook Live, if you will blow up the chat and let us know you're glad that you're here tonight. We also would love to hear about the wins going on in your health journey right now. So maybe you lost 5 pounds and you're excited about that. We would love to celebrate that with you tonight. Maybe you're off some medications, or maybe you lost 50 pounds, or maybe it was your birthday and you didn't have birthday cake for the first time and you want to celebrate that, whatever it is, big or small. We want this to be about you. We wish we had enough time to sit here and talk through all of the stories. But for time constraints, we can't, maybe next time. But we did just want to take a minute to celebrate you. So I think people are already popping in the chat. So I love that. Let's keep it going for sure. Did also want to let you know, in case you haven't heard, if you live here locally in the Southeastern region, our next event is going to be on Saturday, February 23rd, and it is going to be incredible. So if you have never been to one of our events, or maybe you came to the last one, you definitely know you want to come back. It is going to be awesome. There's information about our regional event that's in the Facebook group, or you can talk to your health coach. It's going to be free. It's going to be like this almost, but just on steroids. Lots of stories. It's going to be so much fun. We're meeting at a really cool event facility, so hope you can be there for sure. That's really what we wanted to say as we got started here. Did want you to know that this call tonight is the first client celebration call, and we're really excited about it. It's something that we want to do every Monday night. Not every Monday night. We wish we could, but once a month on the first Monday of each month. So you can be looking for another one in March. Information will be in the Facebook group, so you can talk to your Optavia coach to find out more information. And now I'm going to pass it off to Certified Coach Lauren Humans, who is here to share some tips on how you can optimize your results. Lauren?
Thanks, Meg. This is so fun. I love seeing all these new faces and getting to see so many of my clients on here. So thanks, everyone, for joining tonight. And I want to kind of talk about some tips for success. So those of you who don't know me, I actually started on Optavia in March. So I've been on it for a little over 10 months now. And I've learned a lot along the way. I started coaching in April. And so I've gotten to not only experience this myself, but be able to help a lot of people along the way. And so I just want to share some tips that I've learned from my own experience and from helping other people on their journeys. So I think this is probably the biggest thing, is just not giving up. So something that has helped me keep going is just, you know what, if I fall short and I eat something that I'm not supposed to eat, or I decide on my birthday I'm going to have a little bit of cake, whatever it might be, just not giving up and getting back on. Each day is a fresh start, and it can be a fresh start. And so all that it takes is having that horse and getting back on that horse and staying consistent, and not beating yourself up when you do make a mistake, or do not necessarily make a mistake, but when you aren't sticking 100% to plan for a day or whatever it might be, just not giving up and not beating yourself up for that. Secondly, this is something that I've learned a lot in the last 10 months, is staying in your own lane. So my mom's on the call, and we both we're competitive swimmers. She's still competing. And this is something that I used to have to think about a lot when I was a competitive swimmer, because it was the temptation to look at all the other lanes in the pool and to look at how everyone else was doing and compare even during the race. And that would slow me down, and that would keep me from getting first place a lot of times. And so it's so important to stay focused on your own journey, stay focused on your own goals, because your journey is going to look different from other people's. And that's something I hear a lot from my clients is, oh, well, they lost this much weight in this amount of time, and it's taken me this much longer to lose that much weight. And, you know, we can get so tripped up on how other people are doing in comparison to ourselves. And, you know, comparison is the thief of all joy. And I think that can totally relate to our journeys on Optavia. And so remember that your journey is going to look different, and that's okay. And just to stay focused on what your goals are and where you want to be, and not get tripped up by other people's journeys. And then the other thing is just sticking to the basics. Honestly, our plan is very easy to follow. And a lot of times we just can get caught up in too much along the way. And so when you feel like you're stuck, just get back to the basics and just focus on the basics. Your 5 fuelings, eating every 2 to 3 hours, eating within 30 minutes, having that first fueling within 30 minutes of waking up, measuring. So get your food scale, measure your meat, because a lot of times if you're not measuring your cooked meat, you're probably not getting enough meat, because it's a lot of meat. And measure your vegetables. So, you know, that you can Google Optavia vegetable conversion chart. It's right there. You can see exactly how much vegetables you would need for a serving. So look at that. Count your condiments, because this is an area that I really struggled with, is when I let myself slip and have too much Cool Whip or too much of this, or have more than one snack a day or things like that. Just count those things and make sure you're keeping up with that. And the dining out guide is so helpful. So, you know, yes, my husband and I still eat out. We're both on plan. We still eat out. But it's looking ahead of time when you're going to be going out to eat or a nice date or whatever it is. Look ahead of time and pick out what you're going to have and use that dining out guide. If the restaurant that you're going to isn't on there, it will give you tips of what things you can have. You drinking your water. Water. So important. And a lot of times if we're not drinking our water, it can make us think that we're hungry when in fact we're just thirsty. So drink that water, half your body weight in ounces of water a day. And I feel like I could talk forever on all these things, but next is stay integrated. So stay plugged in with your coach. I know that there's weeks that you don't want to talk to your coach. There's weeks I don't want to talk to my coach, but those are the weeks that you need to talk to your coach, because he or she needs to help you talk through what's going on. If you've slipped up, how can we help you get back on track? So important to stay plugged in with your coach. And plugged into the community. So the Facebook page, post on there. If you've had a victory, post on there. Stay integrated, stay plugged in, because when you're doing this as part of a community, you're going to be so much more successful. And bring people along with you. If you have family members, I've had 16 of my family members do this with me. So if you have family members that you want to get healthy, I know, right? It's amazing. A lot of them are on the call too. So if you've had family members that you want to get healthy, or friends that you want to get healthy, or whatever it is, bring them with you. Have them do this with you, because you're going to be more successful if you have people around you, people in your world doing this with you. And then, you know, stay plugged in. There's the Habits of Health calls on Wednesday nights. There's the newsletters that we send out to you guys. There's events going on. Just plug in as much as you can, because that's going to help you so much. And then last is to remember your why. Your why is so important. If you haven't sat down and journaled out why you're doing what you're doing, sit down and journal out why you're doing what you're doing. Because, and honestly, I heard one time that your why should make you cry. And honestly, every time I do a health assessment call with someone, I cry when I talk about my why, because it's so deep rooted, and it makes me emotional to talk about. And so, if you haven't really thought through why you're doing this and what's your main motivation behind why you're wanting to get healthier, why you're wanting to lose the weight, take some time and really process that. And so that when you have a time when you're stuck or you're having a challenge or you want to eat all the Oreos or whatever it is, that you stop and you think and you challenge yourself. So that stop, challenge, choose. Stop in the moment. Take some deep breaths. Think about what you're about to do, and then choose and decide, is this worth it, or should I stay focused on my goals? So those are the big tips for success that I wanted to share tonight. I know we could have so many more tips that we could share, but I wanted to make it kind of concise. And I'm not sure if I missed anything in the chat over here, but I don't think I did. So I think I'm turning it back to you, right, Dee?
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. Before you unmute, because not necessarily everybody knows who we all are, but just share with us in, less than a minute, kind of your journey, because you have really had an incredible health transformation so far, and then made that decision to step into coaching. So maybe just let everybody know, because you're walking the walk, everything you are saying, you are experiencing, and you face the same exact challenges.
Yeah. So like I shared, I started the end of March, and I was at a place where I was really stuck. I was really discouraged. I was very overweight. I'm a healthcare provider, so I'm a nurse practitioner. So health is something I talk about all the time. And anyway, one of my coworkers who's also a nurse practitioner was doing Optavia. I saw her lose her weight and maintain it for a few months, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to try this. I had tried all the other things and I just felt defeated. And so I started, and today I'm down over 70 pounds since being on Optavia, which makes me a little emotional. Thank you guys for all the encouragement. And honestly, my life has just transformed. So not only my own success on the program, but I decided a month in to help other people because I felt amazing and I wanted to share that gift with people around me. And I already had people asking me what I was doing. And so it's been incredible to not only help my family, but all of my immediate family have done the program, so many of my other family members, and then friends, and really took on just have such a passion for this program and for what's possible and what's capable and for seeing people's lives transform. So I still have a little bit left to go till I've hit my goal weight, but I'm ready to get there, and I'm excited, and I'm so thankful for this community.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Congratulations on your progress so far. And it's amazing. I mean, if I heard you correctly, you said you have 16 family members that are doing, that are getting healthy with you along with your family and friends. So that's what we're about, right? Is sharing and helping others, because this is such a game changer. I am loving the stuff in the chat. You guys keep it coming. I love seeing that we are from all over the US, but yet here we are all together in community right now. And then I'm loving these victories that we're celebrating. And we thought we'd have just a few of our very own, just a few of our clients share their journey so far, just so that maybe you're watching this and you're just considering our program, maybe you're new in the journey, or maybe you're a little bit stuck. Everybody is in a different place. So to get started, I'm actually going to have one of Lauren Yeoman's clients, Kimberly Peck, share her journey so far. And Kimberly, if you can you unmute on your end?
I think so. Did that do it?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly. Wow, that just hit me a little emotionally. Yay, I'm so excited to talk to you guys. It's been such an incredible blessing to be a part of this with Lauren and to do this program. I've been on Optavia 12 weeks tomorrow, and I've lost 57 pounds so far. Which is, thanks for the shout out. It's super overwhelming and super exciting, and it has just been transformative in so many ways. I first noticed, Lauren and I have known each other, Lauren, I think we've known each other almost 10 years. I think we met both when we were in undergrad and college, and have been friends and touched base on and off over that time. And I followed her on social media, and we really come from a similar spot, at least in my opinion, like really struggling with weight, really having tried everything, and really just struggling and losing my self-worth and value in my weight and my health, and just feeling lost in that. And I, of course, was following Lauren and got to see her story on social media because she's so amazing and so open and so just, it's hard to be not attracted to her light. So I just finally broke down and had to send her a message one day and just asked her what she was doing. I just had to know. And I think we had our first health call last May of 2018, and she talked to me about it, and we talked it through. We both cried, and we had a great talk. But I wasn't ready. I wasn't quite there yet. And when I called her, I think it was in October, I thought about our phone call in May every single day. From the time I spoke to her in May until the time I called her in October. And I said, it's time. And I think I feel like I texted her late at night, and I just said, it's time. We got to do it. It's got to happen. And I have just not looked back, and I just could not have imagined what a blessing and what an incredible change it's been for my life. Just in having Lauren and having that partnership and having this amazing program that I can depend on. I was so worried about how it would fit into my life. So to give you a little bit about me, I'm in grad school. I'm finishing up my PhD in Michigan. I'm got 2 little dogs, and it's just me, and my life is just hectic and crazy all the time. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to figure out how to eat 6 times a day. There's no way I'm going to get 7 hours of sleep. There's no way I'm going to drink that much water. Just so many things. And Lauren just said, you can do it. Trust me. I can do it. You can do it. And I trusted her, and I jumped in head first. And it's been so much better and so much more rewarding than I could have ever thought. And I think the bigger thing, like the weight and the health, is such a huge blessing in and of itself, because I've still got a little ways to go, and I really have my health that I'm pursuing. But just in terms of how much better I feel, and just feeling in control of my health and feeling in control of my mental health, and how I really have a healthier relationship with how I view food and how I view my body as this like great instrument and this vessel to do everything else in my life that I've had the great opportunity to do. And I think it's been so successful, not only because of the amazing partnership with Lauren, but from this incredible community. When Lauren texted me, I was so encouraged and so humbled that she asked me, because I just feel so spoiled by this wealth. The Facebook group and everything, the thing I always think is how much grace there is. You know, people are so honest about what's going on, and when they stumble, and nobody gets on them. Nobody lectures. Nobody gives an instruction. Everybody says, you know what? I understand. I'm with you. I'm there. I've been there. These things helped me. And I have been so moved. Like, what genuinely makes me want to cry, just to see it's a genuinely supportive environment. And who knew that this was out there? So it just really feels like this diamond in the rough. I feel like I've talked way too much, but yeah, it's so transformative in so many ways. And the health, it almost feels like a peripheral benefit in terms of weight loss to all the great changes in my mental health and my behaviors, and even, you know, my friends and family around me seeing my behavior change. And that's speaking volumes on its own, which has been really beautiful, and seeing that I can be stronger than I thought too. So it's been incredible. So I'll stop there, but it's been a great blessing. So.
I don't know about anybody else. I could hear you just go on and on and on. I think you said, first of all, congratulations.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing. It's not easy to be vulnerable and to share, but so thank you for doing that.
Of course.
And I think that you, you showed, you started in October, you've got an incredibly busy life, but that also means you went through Thanksgiving. You went through Christmas, you went through New Year's, you went through Super Bowl Sunday, and yet here you are, celebrating, how much that you have lost. But I think you nailed it. There's evidence that shows, we can't make change. We cannot make change in our life if we don't change the way we think and our behaviors. And that's 75% of our program, right? 25% is the eating plan, and then everything else is our community and the education and the support of your coach. And you just really emphasized, I loved how you emphasized how each one of those components was what was the game changer for you. And the fact that you are, in that better place mentally, that's the way we're supposed to live life. So
it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course, thanks. Thanks for letting me share.
Yeah. Keep us posted on our Facebook page about your progress.
Absolutely, I will.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn it over. I'm real excited to share with you Phil and Julie Ashe. They are actually clients of myself. And Phil and Julie, we met and they actually attended an event. So Meg talked about our upcoming event that we're having on February 23rd. Well, they actually came on December 1st and checked us out. And Phil was pretty much had made his decision, but Julie was exploring. And so they're doing this as a couple. And it's not their first time attempting to lose weight. So I'm going to unmute you guys, and if you will just share your journey for us.
Hi, we're grateful to be here tonight. And so we attended December 1, and Larry and Dee were very warm and welcoming to us. We listened to the testimonies. I think we were really struck by one couple that talked about their weight loss and that they were able to hug each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'd kind of lost hope of losing weight. So I just started December 8th. And so I've been on it for I don't know how many weeks now, but I've lost 37 pounds. And I'm just kind of, praise God. I mean, it's just amazing. And, you know, it's not been easy on the one hand, but I feel like I've gotten in a groove now. I know that I'm looking at a bigger vision of optimal health. I've got probably another 50 pounds to go before I hit my optimal weight, but I'm beginning to think about what that's going to look like. And I was on a video call the other day, and you know, I was thinking, as a pastor, I go on retreats. So I'm very busy. I totally identify with what you just shared about a busy life and travel and all of that. And how do you fit all this in? And my goal was just to walk up the mountain sometime with the younger clergy. Well, then this guy gets on the call. He's like in his late 50s when he starts, and now he's got like six-pack abs at age 71. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's even more. And so the vision and the why that people shared about it, I just want to say that's really, 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 really important, because that's what helps you get up every day and, you know, put the ice in the bullet and the 1 cup of water and whatever it is you're blending at breakfast, and just do it and go for it.
Is that it? That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm started a month later because I was really dragging my feet, to be honest, and I wanted to see if it was really going to work. And for Phil, and we've been on so many diets that I was just really discouraged. And I thought the last thing in the world that's going to work is some prepared, you know, processed kind of stuff they're going to send me in the mail. I'm like, how is that going to work? And but then I saw it really working, and I didn't really understand it, but it was really making a difference. So I thought, okay, well, I can't let him get too much ahead of me. So not that I didn't or anything, but so I started January 4th. So it's been just almost exactly a month, and I've lost almost 20. I think it's a little bit over 18 now. So in 1 month, that was pretty amazing. And I actually think the sending the food, taking that, the whole idea of having to make the choice of what to eat and how much to eat for every meal was really like the best thing that's ever happened. I didn't even realize that was such a problem. The portion control, the whole keeping the blood sugar, because I have diabetes and all that stuff. And so it just answered so many problems and questions I didn't even know I had. So it's been very successful, and I feel, you know, energized and continuing to lose. It's just kind of miraculous every day. And I think the other thing that's been most helpful is I think what you were saying and what Dee has said to us is the stop challenge thing. I'm beginning to use my brain again in terms of feeling more in control, saying, okay, well, I really want to have this piece of fried chicken, but I think I can wait one more meal. Let me see if I can do that, because I can do that if I want to postpone the weight loss, but I don't know. Let's see how long I can go. And just having more conversations with myself and stopping, challenging it. And then almost always by the time the next meal comes, I'm like, you know what? I think I missed that opportunity. I'm okay with this. So learning that has been really, really super helpful. And watching my husband go before me has been really helpful. And the coaching, of course, with Dee has been really great to have know that somebody is keeping track of you and has words of wisdom every week to say. So thank you, Dee.
Thank you, Dee.
My pleasure. It's such an honor. And you guys have really embraced well. Meg, maybe you can answer the question about stop, challenge, and choose that somebody put there. Phil and Julie have really done great embracing our education. You know, Phil referenced one of the webinars, one of the Habits of Health webinars is where he saw one of the inspiring stories about an older gentleman, and Julie with the book and Stop, Challenge, Choose. So I'm glad it's making such a difference. And we've got one more, somebody who is just a road warrior and busy and on the go. Sarah Scott, we would love for you to share your story. Maybe you can unmute yourself for us.
Yep. Hi, everyone.
There she is.
So, yep, I definitely travel a lot. So I have a little bit of a different story. Some background. I joined Optavia last December 30th. So I've just finished my 13th month. Over that time, I've lost a total of 65 pounds and have kind of changed my priority, where now I'm training for a half marathon in March. So I'm really excited about doing that. But over the course of the last year, had a lot of changes. I travel personally and I travel for work a lot, to the where last summer there were a couple months where I was only home 6 nights a month. And so I was still able, and Meg's my coach, and we were able to stay on plan. So some of my tips for like when I travel is, obviously when my box comes, I immediately portion out any feelings that I'm going to need for travel. So I think I look at my month ahead. And even if it's like a day trip somewhere, I like to use like more portable fuelings when I travel. So I stick to bars and shakes mostly. And I will like portion them out in Ziploc baggies and like label it by city. So I'm like ready to go and there's no surprises. I've also gotten in the habit of doing a lot of research before I travel. So I know like where are those healthy spots to go. For work, when I travel, I'm normally by myself. And it's just me like in a hotel with a rental car. And there were some times where, you know, obviously, you know, I could go eat something and no one would know. So I had to really make sure that I had a plan in place. And kind of Whole Foods has become my best friend, because I can go to Whole Foods and I can get really great salads or healthy dinner options when I want something warm, but I don't want to have to like, you know, go sit at a restaurant by myself. So that's like one of my go-to tricks. When I'm traveling personally, I always obviously research restaurants. I look at menus. In the beginning, I even partnered with Meg, and I would send Meg the menu and be like, help me make the right decision. So I'm a big planner. So I go into everything with a plan. And then obviously sometimes things happen. I was actually just in Pittsburgh last week, and I got delayed because of weather and had to stay an extra night. And I didn't have any fuelings with me, but I'm now on the 4 and 2 plan. So I was able to obviously make the right decision and choose healthy, lean, and green meals where I was. And then just communicating with friends and family. So if I'm going to stay with somebody, especially family that might be wanting to cook a lot of food that they would have done in the past, I kind of have a phone call with them ahead of time, let them know like, hey, I know, you know, I've been on this journey. And, you know, sticking to my plan is really important to me. And so I really need your help. You know, feel free to bake, but if I don't, you know, possibly enjoy it or eat any of it, like I don't want you to be offended. And normally they're really excited. And like Lauren was sharing, like I've had tons of family members lose weight. I haven't had anyone join Optavia, but I've inspired them in other ways. My husband lost 50 pounds just by like my cooking changing. So that was really exciting. And what's worked for me this time, because I've obviously tried a lot of different things over the years. I've always kind of struggled with my weight. I'm actually smaller now than I think I was in middle school. So I've always been like carried more weight on me. But this time, I think the big thing was having a coach. So having Meg, that accountability, and almost like a friend that I could talk to about anything that was going on. The books really helped me. The books helped me understand what are my triggers and what do I need to have a plan for, so that I could kind of anticipate that. With me, it was like when my work colleagues are, I would bring my lunch and all my work friends would be like, oh, let's go get pizza. And I would just completely step away from the fact that I had brought my lunch. So now knowing that, like, if I go into work and I bring my lunch, like, I'm eating my lunch. And then having snacks for those meeting days, not, if there's like that bowl of candy, not being tempted by that. And that was one of my biggest like wins. I remember I was at a conference and it was a lot of people I don't normally work with. And there was like a bowl of Starburst and the guy next to me was like housing these Starburst. And that would have been me. And he kept being like, oh, here, do you want them? I'm like, no, like, I'm actually okay. And like seeing him eat them didn't tempt me. I didn't really want them. I had my feelings and I had my plan for the day. And so I was really proud of myself, like knowing that that was going to be like, or would have been a trigger in the past, that mindless eating. So that having a plan and bringing my feelings with me has been important. And then the other big aha, and I talk to Meg about this all the time, is that this wasn't just a choice to get healthy. And it's not just one choice. It's like a million choices every day. And it's going to be like, it's never going to end. It's going to always be a choice of choosing my health as the number one priority. And it's saying no to something or saying yes to something else. But it's not just, I think in the past, that's what I thought about. I was like, okay, I'm going to do Optavia and that's my choice, or I'm going to do Whole30 and that's one choice. But it's a series of choices and putting myself in situations where like I can make healthy decisions and I can be around people that also want the right things for me and wouldn't, be like, oh, you should have this and, that kind of thing, but people that are more supportive. And then that temptations never go away. And what happens is you just get stronger. So temptation, like I'm never not going to probably have a temptation, but I'm stronger than those temptations. And that's what's kind of been like the tipping point for me and how I've been able to stay successful, even through like a lot of, changes in jobs and we moved and the holidays, but I'm stronger than what, that piece of candy and sometimes I might have it, like I'm human, you know what I mean? But I might have like one bite, and that's it. So.
Sarah, golly, are you sure you're not a coach? Because you certainly understand what this is about and communicate it so well. I'm glad that we caught you, that you could actually be on this call. It sounds like you are extremely busy, but golly, just showing us what's possible over this 13-month period. And what I love was really what you said at the end about those daily choices. It's just a series of daily choices, one at a time. And you've done it so well. So thank you to everyone who signed on this call, who was with us. It was our first one. Did you like it? Yes. Did you like what you heard? We'll post a recording in our page. And I'd like to invite you on the first Monday of every month. Every Monday night at 7:30, we do a coach call. We do the same community with our coaches. And the first Monday of every month is our celebration call where we're recognizing new coaches and those that are helping a lot of people. So that call is starting right now. I'm just going to stop the recording for this one and then start the new recording. But you are welcome to stay on. I'm sure your coach has talked to you about coaching. If you just want to take a peek at our world, just watch it with us. All right. Thank you guys for being on. Thank you, Meg, and for Lauren and all our guests. And we're going to head over to our coach call.